Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Welcome to today's episode, where we dive into the world of government contracting, focusing on how federal agencies are working to save billions by using category management.
That's right. We're talking about how the government is attempting to leverage its massive buying power. Over the years, this initiative has aimed to streamline procurement, eliminate waste, and ensure taxpayers get more value for their money. It's a strategy that's been evolving, with the goal of saving billions.
And we're not just talking about saving a few dollars here and there. For example, in fiscal year 2024, federal agencies spent over $495 billion on things like medical supplies and IT services. That's a huge chunk of change.
Absolutely, and one of the key efforts has been the Category Management Initiative, which started back in 2014. This strategy is all about consolidating purchasing to make sure the government buys as if it were one large enterprise. It's designed to eliminate duplications, leverage collective bargaining, and ultimately save money.
So, if you were to break it down, what exactly are we talking about with category management? What's its big appeal?
It's essentially about grouping similar goods and services into categories, so they can be bought in bulk at competitive prices. Think of it like a massive company buying office supplies or tech equipment. Instead of every agency making separate deals, they all pool their resources to get better pricing and terms.
And we're talking about serious savings here. OMB reports that since starting this initiative, the government has saved over $111 billion. That's not pocket change.
No kidding. But even with these savings, the process isn't without its challenges. Not all agencies are fully on board with this way of buying. There are still hurdles when it comes to implementation, accountability, and data sharing.
You mentioned accountability, and that's a big one. According to the GAO's reports, agencies have been a bit slow in adopting category management principles. There have been some missed opportunities to save even more money.
Right, and that's why GAO has been calling for more accountability. In fact, they found that previous attempts to consolidate spending were pretty ineffective because agencies weren't using the preferred contracts, and there wasn't enough monitoring in place to make sure they were actually saving money.
That's a good point. So, GAO made some recommendations to fix that. They suggested that OMB needs to step up its game when it comes to monitoring and ensuring agencies follow through.
Yeah, and they also found that the use of small businesses in these contracts has been declining, which is a bit concerning. The government had set goals to make sure small businesses had a fair shot, but those goals aren't always being met.
It's a tricky balance, right? On one hand, you've got these big savings and efficiencies, but on the other hand, you want to make sure small businesses still get their piece of the pie.
Exactly. And that's why OMB has taken some steps to provide more training and develop better metrics to track small business participation. They're trying to improve the reporting and ensure that smaller vendors are still part of the conversation.
And speaking of improvements, there's also the issue of data. It's essential to know exactly what's being bought, at what price, and how many contracts are overlapping. But according to the GAO, agencies have struggled with collecting and sharing this data effectively.
Yeah, without good data, it's hard to make smart purchasing decisions. In 2020, the GAO found that many agencies didn't regularly review their IT contracts to check for duplication or to ensure they were getting the best prices.
And we're talking about a lot of money here. Billions of dollars in potential savings if the data was better managed. Fortunately, OMB has started working on improving data access and centralization, which should make a big difference moving forward.
Absolutely. If the government can get better at sharing this information, it'll be able to make more informed decisions, avoid duplication, and drive further savings.
Another important aspect of category management is defining requirements. Before you even start buying, agencies need to know exactly what they need. Otherwise, you're just buying whatever's available without considering long-term needs.
That's right. Back in 2016, OMB found that agencies were buying hundreds of different types of computers, even though most of their needs could be met with just a handful of standardized models. Imagine the inefficiency there.
Oh, definitely. It's like buying 20 different kinds of light bulbs when you really only need one type for your office. Streamlining those requirements is essential for cutting costs.
So, there's definitely room for improvement in terms of defining and standardizing requirements. OMB has been working on emphasizing this, and they've started offering more tailored training for agencies to help them better define what they actually need.
That training seems crucial, especially when you consider the broader context of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. There's potential to do even more with category management, especially as the government works to consolidate procurement functions.
Absolutely. But it's not just about saving money. There's a bigger goal here: improving efficiency in government operations, enabling agencies to focus more on their core missions rather than getting bogged down in procurement issues.
Right, and that's where collaboration between agencies and the General Services Administration, GSA, will play a key role. The GSA will need to step up and make sure it's meeting the specific needs of each agency while also achieving cost savings.
It's all about finding that balance, improving efficiency, saving money, and ensuring that agencies can still meet their mission requirements. It's going to take a lot of coordination and a clear strategy, but it's definitely doable.
And let's not forget the importance of Congress in all of this. With the right oversight, they can ensure that the changes being made are actually driving the results that everyone's hoping for.
Yeah, accountability across the board will be key, whether it's OMB, GSA, or the individual agencies. Everyone has to be on the same page for category management to truly succeed.
So, at the end of the day, the potential for saving taxpayer dollars is huge, but there's still a lot of work to be done. With the right focus on data, accountability, and clear requirements, we could be looking at even more savings and efficiencies in the future.
That's true. It's not a quick fix, but with the right mindset and effort, the government can continue to make strides in improving its procurement processes.
Well, that wraps up today's episode. Hopefully, we've shed some light on the complexities of government contracting and how category management is playing a pivotal role in shaping the future.
Thanks for joining us. As always, if you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to reach out. Until next time.
A special thank you to MarketUS.com for furnishing us this information.
Here's a question. How do we contact them?
Good question. You can reach them at MarketUS.com or call them at 954-636-3232.
Before we go, this deep dive was created by the MarketUS.com team.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Good point. It's right below the subscribe link.
Thanks for watching. I'm Nancy, your AI avatar. If you like this podcast, you can get one for yourself based on a website, YouTube video, or any source. Contact me to get a customized quote for your content. See you soon.